Hey everybody, what is up? And welcome to the Lockboss Show. Are we live? What do we got going on here? There we go. What? Whoa. Hey everybody, how are you doing? Welcome back to the Lockboss Show. I'm PJ, excited to be here with you today. And man, I tell you what, do we just have the internet freeze up on us or something? Anyways, we can talk about that in a few minutes. But until then, how is everybody doing on this wonderful, what is it? April 22nd. So I hope you all are doing well out there. Come on now, you have to tell me in the chats. All right, you got to tell me in the chats. What has been your most favorite or interesting job today? I want to be checking out the comments here in just a few minutes. All right. But man, I'll tell you what, we have a few things going on today. All right. We have an interesting topic that we're going to be discussing together interactively on what happens when your customers are complaining about your pricing. And then also I have two new to us products. Now, neither one of these products are actually like brand new. One of them in particular has been around for a long time, but it is definitely new to us. I want to talk about it. And then there's another item that people were asking us to bring in that I have not even opened it today. So we're going to open it together and check it out, really. All right. Now, if you're watching and you are enjoying the show, you're liking the Lockboss community and you want more where that came from, well, I got good news for you. In the link, in the comments, you're going to see a link to Discord. This Discord is Jimmy J's channel, and he hosts the Lockboss After Party. So as soon as we're done with this show today, within a few minutes, you can go ahead and you can click on it. You can come hang out. You can video chat. You can voice chat. There's a forum that you can partake in if you'd like. And now in just a few minutes after the show, I'll be hopping in over there as soon as I possibly can. And we'll just hang out, really just talk a little bit about this and, well, a little bit about that. All right. Really, really, really great people in the community. I just want to thank you all. So helpful to each other and kind, full of information, all good stuff, if you ask me. So if you're watching, you're welcome. Head on over after the show. And once again, thank you to our friend Jimmy J for hosting, and so many of the regulars that are there every week. So many people with good knowledge and information. Pretty cool if you ask me. But before I keep going too much further, I have to bring one of the main attractions in, which of course I'm going to be drinking, which is a Topo Chico. Now, you guys almost were giving me an anxiety attack when I was looking at the chats about you talking how there's shortages some places. Listen, I've went through COVID being able to find these, okay? So let's not let whatever problem they have going on, unless it's bad or something, interfere with us drinking some Topo Chico. So, of course, just want to say cheers to you drinking hopefully a Topo, if not your favorite beverage of choice. All right, cheers. Oh, so good, so good. I'm so happy to have the glass bottles back too. So we have close to a couple dozen right now. So hopefully that'll get me through. All right, we have a Pepsi only on there. Got a little bit of that Pepsi only. And yeah, so, okay. So before we get going, now let's talk about one thing that's been plaguing me these past few weeks, which is the computer, something freezing the screens. Okay. Now I've went to someone who knows way more about this stuff than me, which is Lily. And she's helped me diagnose so many different things. And I have all new adapters, everything. But from the looks of it, at the beginning, we had some buffering issues. So it might be my computer. It might be my computer. And that bothers me deep down, okay? Deep down. But anyways, well, I digress. We'll save that for another day. But all right. Anyways, hey, you might be being like, PJ, what do we got going on today? What are we doing? Let's take a look here. Time to get a new computer, Cucumber Locksmith. Maybe. So yeah, it's a MacBook Pro, a couple years. Don't even know how old it is, but I should. All right. Well, hey, before we hop into the show, though, and we start getting crazy, I want to show you guys a few of these different posts here. Pretty cool stuff. All right. So this one comes from Gordon L. It says, here's a photo of what I chose with my $100 credit. Thank you again for the parts. They will come in handy. I got some Avis padlocks, some Avis parts, and some key blanks. All around good stuff, if you ask me. And Brian and Gordon, thanks for sending that photo in. All right, next up from Kevin G. says $300 winner. I received my order today and wanted to say thank you. I appreciate you guys. Absolutely, Kevin. Glad that you won. And look at that stuff. A couple different Panavises. We got a couple different pinning mats. Some Tape Keyway Southord tension wrenches. It looks like some maybe some sort of springs or pins or something. I am liking it, Kevin. Good choices with that $300. All right, next up comes from one of our good friends, part of the Lock Boss community, been around for a long time, super helpful and super nice. I'm telling you, if you have not got to meet Gustavo from ARG Locks, you need to. Really awesome. Him and his wife, just great people. And anyways, they had won the $500 credit, and they say, thank you, CLK Supplies. We use the $500 winnings to stock up on some tools, new supplies, and a few MX 13 cylinders. This is an amazing way to help the Locksmith communities. As always, y'all are the original Lock Boss. Well, hey, thank you so much, Gustavo, for sending that photo in, and really liking it. And hey, remember, if you end up winning, if you end up winning, and you get some stuff with a credit, we would absolutely love if you would just take a picture and send it in, right? If you don't send us a picture, first of all, I probably, without looking hard, won't be able to see what you won. But most importantly, no one else who is on here right now watching with you is going to know. All right. So you have to do it, just not for me, but for all of us out there. You're going to have to send us some photos. But all right. Next up. All right. We're going to get into the pricing. Okay. Let's go over this really quick. I got my slides in the wrong order here. This week's prizes. All right. We're going to be choosing 4 Lock Boss winners, and they will each get a $175 gift code. All right. Now you might be asking, PJ, how can I enter to win? I'm glad you asked. Thank you. I'll tell you. All you have to do right now is in the chat, in the live chat here, put in the hashtag LockBoss. It is not case sensitive. We use a random generated hashtag picker is what we do. I'll show it to you in just a second. And is what we do is you put it in there. If your username is called, you want to contact us, sales@clksupplies.com. We're going to hook you up. It's really that simple, right? You're going to get $175 that you can spend. So pretty cool stuff. Now, why do we do it? Like, what's going on here? But why is PJ giving out codes on the internet for people watching to buy stuff? And it's because part of what we like to do as part of the Lock Boss community is to hook you up, right? It's kind of something we've always done all the way back since 2020. And this way, maybe you can get a tool you've been looking for. Maybe there's some supplies you could use. Hopefully you can use it to build your skills, your business, maybe a combo of both, or worst case, it can just be helpful, right? And maybe it can just be helpful. But all right, so hey, let's go ahead. Let's look at the hashtag picker right here really quick. And looks like we have 79 entries at the moment. So if you want to be winning here in just a little bit, all you have to do is put in the hashtag LockBoss and you can win. All right. It's that simple. It is that simple. All right here. So let me go back a few here. All right. Now this is what we're going to do here. I'm going to bring up the question. Okay. I want you to start filling the chat with how you handle it. And then we're going to move on to these couple new products while people have a chance to put their comments in and that sort of thing. And then we're going to go back and revisit and talk about it at the end of the show. Now, I'm hoping Julio is going to be around at the end of the show to help me with some questions because, as you know, I let alone can't talk and read at the same time, let alone talk, read, and find comments. So Julio, if you're out there, I won't ask you to make any noise at the moment, but if you're out there, just know here in a little bit, I'm hoping you're going to be around. All right. I don't know. Let's see. But anyways, all right. So the topic I wanted to bring up and discuss today, I actually think came from Lily a while ago. She posted on our social medias, and we'll be talking about that here in a minute. But and the question is how do you handle customers who question your pricing? All right. It's a fact of business, right? We're all going to get that. But I want to talk through and get everyone's thoughts of kind of what's going on when it comes to how are you handling it? What are your thoughts around it? Now, I did make this little slide here to get the juices flowing. All right. So let's take a look at this here really quick. So do you, when a customer questions your pricing, do you A, ask what the price should be? B, get defensive and get snippy? You know what I'm talking about. Some of you out there know exactly what I'm talking about, all right? But hey, don't raise your hand on that one. Okay, put B if that's you, but don't raise your hand, okay? C is tell them to take it or leave it. All right? Is that what you like to do? I don't know. Or D, tell me in the chat. All right. Now I was so you know what? Let's just see what y'all come up with. We'll circle back around. We'll talk about it here in just a little bit. All right. So put those in there, and then we'll kind of go from there. All right. So let me take a drink of Topo, and I want to show you something, and I want you to tell me if you know what it is. All right. All right. This right here. Who knows what this is? Do you know? What is this? All right. Now, I know I'm asking you a lot of questions at once, but hey, it's more fun that way, right? What is this? Okay. This right here is a older product. It's been around a long time, but I think in some regards, it has lost its, what do you call it? Like, it's kind of forgotten about, maybe a little bit forgotten about. And now you don't have to use it, but we'll get into that in a second. And so what this tool is right here is this. It is the door core. All right. It has nice kind of fun instructions. You even can see on it right here for doors. So if you're working on a hollow door and you need something to reinforce it, because I'm sure if you've installed locks, I'd imagine, like me, you've encountered locks like where you're putting the lock on, and as you're tightening it down, you literally see the door coming in with the screws, right? Which is something that you don't want. And so the really cool part about these door cores here is they're real simple. They're actually really inexpensive. You can make them yourself, really. And by the way, if you make your own or use your own or use something, put it in the chat. How do you do it? But this is something here where it has these cutouts right here for the latch. And essentially is what you do is you can, let me try to do it without anything crazy here, is bend this up here a little bit. Not doing a great job. Is you would stick the latch through the hole there, and then this goes on. So you want to just, you know, slide it in, bring it up, and then bend it around to fit, right? And by doing that, it will allow, when you're sucking the door down, while you're sucking it down, it'll allow you to have something that is not the door squeezing in on it. So that's how these work. And actually, let me see here. You know, I should have looked better at the instructions. What do they say to use? It looks like they're using a handle. Let's grab a handle here. I have this weird screwdriver. Let's try it with the weird. Now it's not. I don't know. It's probably not the best. But guess what? We're live on the internet, so we do weird things sometimes, don't we? Let's try to get this a little better here. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. Look how much better that is just by using an oblong screwdriver. But hopefully you guys can get the point here. You put it in the door, you get it put in there. And now, so I don't know, I think there's two situations. There is some really cheap residential doors out there, but a lot of times, like, you could be taking a, let's call it a grade 2 lock. It's in a commercial setting, cheap door, and you go to put it on there and you're like, man, it's like you feel like the lock weighs more than the door. In those situations, it's really good. So that is the door core and how to use it. Now I got to let's see how straight we can get it. All right, let's see how straight. All right, I don't know. What do you guys think there? That's not great getting it back straight. But hey, you don't need to get it back straight because it's going to be in the door and it's going to be securing it. Really good. You're right. That's not very. Oh, have mercy. All right. So hey, that's the door core. They come in the pack of 5. As you can see right here. And it's just something you can see here, or 4, pack of 4. Nope, there's the 5th. There we go. You can see them right here. Just nice little pieces of metal. Now, of course, there is a lot of things that you could use. And if you already use something, it's good to know. Now, this is something that if you run into these, buying a pack of 5 of them, it's probably a good idea. They're inexpensive. I think they're $5.99, something like that for 5 of them. But if you run into them, it's great to have. If not, though, let's say you're in a pinch, you don't have these, you're on the job. What do you all use? Let's see. We'll have to, I'm looking in the chat here as we go. But anyway, so yeah, so that is the door core. Pretty cool. And, you know, one of the things I've always loved is simple solutions for real problems, right? And this is really just a laser cut or stamped, one of the two, piece of just thin steel that really kind of does the good job. So, okay, an option. One of the people on here says soup can. Huh. You know what? I could see how that could possibly work. Have, like, let's say you're on a job. Let's say you're putting on a lock that happens to weigh more than the door, and you're like, well, you're like, you know what? It's lunchtime anyways. I can go eat my lunch, and then I can take my soup can, and I can fix the door too. What do you know? What do you know? Hey, solutions all over the place here. All right. Now, I do see people, I saw a comment in here using, you know what, sometimes another one of the problems is the simplest. And I'm a little embarrassed that I didn't know this, but let's see if this works even better. Let's see. Try not to spill my topo here. We don't want one of those happy accidents right now, do we? Let's see. Well, I'll be darned. You know what? That's probably pretty gosh darn good, if you ask me. You could probably, at this point, get it in the door and get it worked around. Look at that. That's a brilliant. Whoever said to use my topo bottle, genius, certified genius. Look how much smoother that is. Man. Hey, it's another reason to be drinking topos on the job, all right? It's another reason. Let's see here. But, all right. So that's there. And look, it even smoothed it out better afterwards, too. So it's just all around good here. But anyways, that's the door core. If that's something you can need, if you could find yourself using, we do have them available. But if you're in a pinch, I think the soup can. Like, how do you get better than using a soup can? I don't know. I don't know. All right. Let's get on to the next one. Now, many of you know what this is. This is the one and only Panavise 350. And it's really awesome. You know, I've done videos on it in the past. It's like, it's just fun, really. It's a practical vise, and a lot of people love it. But although, you know, we've been stocking it, we've been selling it, people are like, hey, PJ, you really need to bring in the Panavise 301. So we have, and we've even sold a bunch. I have never actually seen a Panavise 301. And I figured the best time to look at a Panavise 301 is live with you here on the internet. So that's what we're going to do. So this is the 350 here. I'm just going to slide it out of the way. And I'm going to bring on over the box. All right. Now, something that's cool about the Panavise, and first of all, I noticed this right away. Look at this. In the photo has a lock. Right? It looks like, is that a quick-set tie-low, it looks like? Little old school quick-set tie-low right there. Anyways, let's just look at this real quick. The Panavise 300 series, right? You get to choose your head. You can choose your base. And you can choose your mount. Pretty cool. Even pretty simple here. How does the 301 come into existence? Use the 303 head and the 300 base. All right. And let's go ahead. Let's open this up together and see what we're looking at here. Hopefully there's not too much assembly. Let's see. There it is. Let's see if there's anything else in here. A little booklet. Let's take a look at that too. Set this on the floor here. And let's look at this here. Okay, just kind of showing the stuff. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I don't see any instructions though, which is fine. You know, something interesting that I've noticed about Panavise, and if anything, and we don't really sell, but interesting is all of these. Look at these mounts for like your phone and that sort of thing. Pretty cool. I bet you they're high quality. That'd be my guess. But all right, so here's the Panavise 301. Let's loosen this up here. And you're right, Lowell. I don't read the instructions either, okay? I don't read them either. Let's open this up. Oops. What did I do there? Oh, I just loosened it too much. Okay. Well, hey, I guess you can see here's the base and the head, right? All right, let's get this put back in. Let's get it clamped down here. Let's take a look at it. So it's going to open it up. And let's do a side-by-side comparison here in a minute too. But for now, let me just get this out. Let's get this put in here. The kicks and the giggles of it. Just kind of take a look. Yeah, so it's a pretty nice little unit. Now, you can get the base. I believe we have them in stock even. The base that goes on this, you can mount it to. Or, of course, this is probably one you're going to want to screw in, fixed somewhere, just due to how that sits here. But let's take a look. See how wide it opens up here. Getting scared. To be honest with you, I'm getting scared. Oh, okay, yeah, it'll thread right out, it looks like. So let's call it about there. Should have a tape measure somewhere around here. What kind of distance we got here? Yeah, easily over 2 inches. You can see there, pretty nice. Of course, having the plastic pieces on each side is really good to protect locks or anything that you could use. Here, let's take a look at the clearance here. What kind of clearance we're looking at? About 1 3/8 inches clearance. It's looking like, which is pretty nice. And let's put this back in here. Nice and smooth, exactly what you'd expect out of Panavise, made in the USA. Get in there. Okay, so to sort of loosen this up, if you want to tilt it, there we go. So you just loosen it up and then tighten it back down there. There you go. All right, now let me bring this back up. Let's just do a little bit of side-by-side comparison and just see what it looks like compared to the very popular 350. All right. Oh, how wide? Thank you, Nick. Appreciate that. Let me take this out. How wide? Oops. It's important if you want to loosen something that you turn the right knob. I don't know if you just seen what I did there, but all right. How wide is it? Let's see. I'm gonna look. 2.5 inches. Very nice. All right. So hey, let's put these side by side here and let's kind of see what we are working with. So here's the 350 and there is the 301. So quite the difference between the two size-wise. At first glance, I don't know about you, when you're looking at it, it feels like the 350, if you have more space or in a shop, would probably be a good trick there, where the 301 in a van situation, it's going to be a lot more compact, right? Like if I were to hide the 301 behind the 350, I mean, you don't really get to see much, right? You don't really get to see much. So, yeah, that's kind of the difference. You see the same mechanism they got in here. Looks the same, right? And yeah, I really think it's what to expect out of the Panavise. Pretty cool stuff. What do you all think about it? Pretty cool. I can definitely see why people who were buying the 350 from us were asking for the 301, because it's really just for a different type of application, I think. Compact. This can be portable if you want it to be. I mean, this could be too if you buy the base for it, I guess. But pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, you can swap the heads. You know what? Let's swap the heads, all right? Let's swap the heads on the Panavise system here. I got that one loosened up. Got that one loosened up. Let's take that head off. Look at that. Ho, ho, ho! Now we're cooking. I like it. How cool is that? I guess another reason, if you're going to have vices, to have the same brand that you can kind of move stuff around. So you know what? Now that we're thinking and talking about this, these are the same. This whole base is actually the same. I'll be darned. You know what? I'll be darned. I guess it just shows that I didn't actually look at the 301 before we did this video. But let's take this off. It's just the same. It's just mounted on this bottom plate here. Look at that. It's the same. Very cool. All right. Well, hey, you know what? We learned something new together. Thank you for the comments on this one. Huh. Go figure. Pretty cool. So anyways, we brought them in, and if you are thinking about a vise, maybe the 350 is what you like. Maybe the 301 is, maybe both. That's up to you. All right, that's up to you. But I'm really a big fan of the Panavises, and yeah, pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. But all right. Well, thank you very much, mystery camera person. And get that off there. All right. And pretty cool. Yeah. Let's take a look at these. Panavise design their bases to be interchangeable, or at least work in multiple different configurations. Yeah, it makes sense too, right? Like you can easily see when having a head like this and keeping a head set up like this could be handy, and to move it back and forth. Pretty cool, actually. And they are made in USA. Actually, it says on here Reno, Nevada. How about that? But yeah, anyways, it's pretty kind of cool, kind of fun, honestly, to open it up and explore it with you all without seeing it before. And now I know, I'll forever know that the Panavise 301 base is the same. All the parts are interchangeable, just like I was pointing out in the video, but never really connected. Huh. I like it. I like it. All right. Good stuff. All right. Well, hey, let's get back to our point at hand here. Yeah. Rough Rider, the 350 is awesome. I have 2 of them. Let's see. But will it hold your topo? Carl, you're tempting me. Should we try? Why not? Why not? Let's see here. It's getting risky. It's getting risky. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. Look, it has a topo holder right here. Right? That's what it's for. Let's do it. A little more. A little more. Oh, Yahtzee. All right. Let's get that straight. Let's clamp it in. Not too tight, though, folks. We don't need a problem. But there you have it. A topo. Panavise. Huh? Yeah, don't over tighten. No. Absolutely funny. Very funny. But I guess, when I look at these forever, I'm going to see this middle bar as the it's there for the topo, just not too tight. No, not tighter, Liberty Lock and Key. Come on now. Ooh, although I am tempted to try it, how much pressure until it breaks? Let's not find out today. Okay. Oh, crazy. All right. I think Billy, that's a good experiment for Billy. Off-label uses for the Panavise, right? And one of them could be how many turns until a topo pops. But come on, at the beginning of the show, though, you guys were all telling me that it is these are getting rare or hard to find. So the last thing I'd want to do is lose one for nothing, right? Maybe an empty one, you fill it up with water or something. Let's see here. All right. Well, hey, let's go. Let me see that next log. Do you sell the DTEX door operators? Absolutely. Yeah, we sell a decent amount of them. Let's see here. Yeah, you can test the pressure after you drink. All right, now, Julio, I'm hoping you're going to be around soon to be sifting through those comments and finding ones that are good to bring up for the topic that we have been discussing, okay? Hopefully you'll be around, hopefully. But, all right, let's get this popped back up here. But before we do, let's just take a look. How many entries do we have for the Lock Boss giveaway? 103 right now. So now if you're new and you're watching right now and you're like, PG, I don't even know what you're talking about, go ahead and put in the hashtag LockBoss. We're going to be giving away some $175 credits here soon. All right. But before we do, let's get back to the main topic at hand, which is, how do you handle customers who question your pricing? And are you asking what the price should be? Are you getting defensive and maybe a little snippy? Do you tell them to take it or leave it? That's a saying, growing up in my dad's house, that was one of his things, take it or leave it. And or lastly, D, tell me what you do in the chat. And, in a lot of ways, before we go into it, let's see here. I'm sorry, how much do you want me to raise it? Curto says, I like it. I like it. Now, some of you commented on social here, and let's see what your responses were here. So let me just read them through here. It says, I am the only locksmith in 30 miles or more, so I don't have that issue. Most of my clients are commercial or government. I'm lucky, I guess. Yeah, that's awesome. I tell them up front what the cost. I can't read all of a sudden here. Let's start over. I tell them up front what it's going to cost. I ask them to give verbal approval. I am one of two in Alpena and the only one that is not booked for weeks. Okay. We focus on long-term relationships rather than one-offs and only provide pricing to existing customers. Many years ago, we did a few reports, and for existing customers, we got an 80% conversion rate and a 30% for potential customers. Okay. Never an issue since most of my customers are commercial. The residential folks don't question. I try to keep it simple, not undercharge, but not overcharge. Depends on the customer. Some are just not satisfied with anything. They think it should be free. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, it looks like Julio is around. So if you have any other good ones, Julio, to put up on the screen, do, and we'll kind of talk through them here. Okay. D is give a price breakdown. That's good. That's good. Sometimes, how many times when it comes to on that point, how often do we not know all that entails with this? So I've recently had to, I'm getting a gas line installed at my house, a natural gas. And once you start realizing, at first it's like, hey, just do it, right? But once you realize all that's entailed, you're like, man, there's a lot of different things. Like, what are you running it to? How much volume do you need or pressure? We're putting regulators at each spot, or we're putting a bigger gas line in, all those sorts of things, right? And I think the same thing when it comes to lock and key work or security work in general is that sometimes explaining to the customer is really helpful to have them understand exactly what you're doing. All right, we've got another one here. D, explain to them how pricing works and competition's prices and to call around. All right, yeah, doing the transparency thing. Absolutely. That's always good. I like it. We price on our professional services and quality products and service. Yeah, very good. Adrian, for you, that's interesting. I'd be curious, like, you bought a business that's been around for a very long time. And have you raised any prices since you have bought the business? It'd be fun to hear that. And if you did, how did customers handle it being like, well, hey, I would have been charged this forever, or, whatever it might be. Explain what goes into making the price. Remind them about the prices they have been told before the week was agreed upon. Okay, yeah, very good. That's good. Let's see here. I'll let Julio maybe pull up one, maybe two more. And yeah, we'll get into it here. All right. Usually by the time they get to me, they realize other locksmiths are booking out days and weeks. So since I'm available, they don't complain much. All right. Yeah. That could also, be the case. Sometimes, you're right. So essentially what you're saying is that although I'm sure your pricing is somewhere in that bandwidth, right? Being able to be available makes them less price sensitive. So, like I can't get into my car, or maybe I need my house rekeyed today. And the fact that you'll be able to go out there today, or your business, an employee got mad, walked out on us, and we really need the locks changed today, something like that, or doing a security solution that allows them to solve problems, right? That's most of the time what's going on there. So yeah, that's good. I like it. I haven't been questioned too often. That indicates I'm too low on my price, but I don't think my rural area will support much higher. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you set your prices and no one's complaining and you're able to run your company and provide for with whatever you need to provide for, I don't think that's a bad thing at all. For sure. Adrian says yes, multiple times, and we are raising the prices again this year. Yeah. Explain you are not paying for my time to do the job so fast, but the years of experience. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's something, anytime you hire a tradesman who's been around and has really honed their craft and they show up and they get to do work for you, it's really remarkable, right? Like, I think the trick is, right? Like if you're really good, if you're really good at what you do in the trades, when someone sees you do the job, it looks simple, but in reality, it can be fairly complex, right? I like it. Let's see here. Emphasize and say you understand why they're asking, but explain briefly that your price is the fairest you can charge while leaving enough profit to keep the business going and for your quality. Absolutely. That's good. Yeah, very good perspective, Sherelle. I like it, man. So many good nuggets you guys are dropping on here right now. I'm loving it. Julio, I don't know, maybe one more. How about one more? And let's see, one more. All right. That is why I explain the price of tools, schools, and hiring fools. Yeah, there is a price to be paid to have someone do some weird stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and man, I have to tell you, so much good wisdom and knowledge and all of that, guys. Everybody, thank you for sharing. The only other thing that I think wasn't added, that at least that was put up on the screen, is also understanding that if you're getting a lot of people complaining about your pricing and that your pricing was in like the bandwidth of kind of where everyone else is at ish, is to maybe be like, you know what, I might be attracting the wrong type of customers, right? Because but that's just something to keep in mind too. It's like maybe where you're advertising or how you're advertising or the messaging. For example, like if you're pumping out ads that are saying cheapest in town, we're fast and cheap or something like that. And then people are calling you up and they're saying, hey, why are you so expensive? Well, it might be just the way you're signaling, so you want to just keep that in mind. But, well, very cool, everybody. Thank you so much for sharing. Lily or Kylie, whoever came up with that question, absolutely great question there. All right. Well, hey, let's take a look at how many entries we have here in just a few moments. We're going to announce the winners of this Lock Boss giveaway. We have 108 entries right now. A couple things with that. It's one entry per user ID. You can put hashtag in as many times, hashtag LockBoss as many times as you want. And you're only going to be counted for one. Okay. We're using the StreamYard hashtag picker. Okay. What's this week's prizes? I'm glad you asked, Lowell. I'm here to tell you. We'll pull up the screen here and we'll talk about it. Here it is. This week's prizes. We're giving away 4 Lock Boss winners. Each will win a $175 gift code. So how cool is that? All right. Julio, without further ado, let's pull up the hashtag picker. We got 4 winners this week, each $175. You have a few moments left to get your name in there. All right. You got a few moments left. All right. 4 people are going to get $175 gift codes, 110. That's how we like it. All right. Now let's get the drum roll going. Julio, now you've been practicing a little bit, but let's see if you still got it. Let's do number 1. Here we go. Winner number 1. Here we go. Kuda 9. Congratulations. I like it. I need to turn my volume up so I can hear Julio in the background. All right. Nice work. Kukita. I think that's how you say that. 9. Congrats. All right. Let's go to winner number 2. Here we go. Perfectly. All right. Jeffrey Goad, congratulations. You are winner number 2. I like it. All right. Let's go to winner number 3. And Walt Cade, congratulations. Very cool. Man, Julio, you're nailing it out of the park today. Has Julio been practicing? What's going on here? Like, I feel weird a little bit. But, all right, hey, let's do the last but not least winner number 4 this week is Mark DeBarge, 9522. Congratulations. Very cool. Well, hey, let's we'll pull up the slide here. Now, if your username was called, all right, if your username was called, you want to email us at sales@clksupplies.com, and we're going to hook you up with your coupon code, all right? We'll hook you up, and you'll be able to go onto our site, clksupplies.com, and you can really get what you're looking for, whether it's some tools, whether it's supplies, whether it's hardware, maybe a combo of each. The point is to hook you guys up, to empower you to either gain your knowledge, your skills, your tools, whatever it might be, and, listen, it would make me nothing happier if you were to take that credit code, buy some supplies, you end up selling, or some hardware, whatever it might be, you sell it to a customer and you get to make a bunch of money off it. That's absolutely amazing. All right. It's absolutely amazing. And it's really the purpose of doing it here is to hook you guys up. So really enjoy it. But let's see. All right. Well, hey, that's the show for this week. Lock Boss season, what was it? 4.15, 15 weeks. 18 weeks. But let's see here. I think hold on. We got a question here about the gift codes. Let's see. Let's find it real quick before we end here. Let me read it. Up. Sorry, Julio. I touched something. Let me not touch it. 00 Radwig. What's up? Hope you're having a good day. It says, are the gift codes one-time use? What if we don't use the entire? Well, then, yeah, if you don't use the entire, whatever's left would be still on that code, right? I mean, you're making me question myself with the, with the question, but yeah, I think you're, of course, yeah, it's it's $175 gift to you. So, yeah. So, hopefully that answers your question. If you have any other questions or anyone's around that, for sure to reach out to sales of CLK Supplies. We'll hook you up. But yeah, let's see here. Hold on here. Because it says codes can only be used once. Oh, sorry, I got a phone call right in the middle of that. Let's see here. I tried it again, and it said already been used. Okay, so this is great. Hey, let's problem solve live here on air. Let's see here. Oops. Sorry about that. What's going on here? All right. So, hey, if you used, okay, first of all, I'm going to see if we can get that fixed. All right. So if you don't use all 175, you can use whatever's remaining. Okay. If that's not possible, and let's pretend you use 150 out of 175 and you have $25 left and your code's not working, just reach out to us. We're going to hook you up. All right. We will hook you up with that remaining $25. Don't worry about it. But why not just use all 175 at once or whatever the amount is? But hey, it's up to you. It is up to you. All right. But anyways, everybody, hey, I hope you all have a wonderful and safe Tuesday evening. Thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all your input. It's one of the things I love most is being able to pose a question, have so many of you with all sorts of different viewpoints and experiences, sharing all of that for everybody out there. Pretty cool stuff. But all right. And hey, remember, we'll be back same place, same time next week, next Tuesday, 4:00 Pacific time. If you've enjoyed this live stream or video, and if you feel like hitting that like button, that'd mean a lot to not only me, but Julio. All right. Mean a lot to Julio too. And remember, if you've been having a good time and you want more where that came from, head on over to Jimmy J, the Iowa Lock Docs Discord. Links in the chats. That's about all I have for y'all. I'll be over in the after party here in just a few minutes. But all right, everybody. Thank you, and we'll see you next time. All right. Take care.